You've been told you're lazy. You've been told you just don't care enough. Neither one is true, and there's a real reason your brain won't let you start. Here on ADHD Resolve, we hear this from almost everyone. You know the deadline, you know exactly what's at stake, and you still can't make yourself begin. That gap between knowing and doing isn't a character flaw, and it isn't a motivation problem you can think your way out of. It's a specific, documented difference in how the ADHD brain handles reward and action. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why importance alone can't switch your brain on. What actually can and why that's genuinely good news. Here's what's really happening. Starting anything, even a task you deeply care about, needs a small chemical push in your brain called dopamine. Think of dopamine like gas in a car. It's what gets your foot moving toward the pedal in the first place. In most brains, dopamine shows up ahead of time, the moment your brain predicts a reward is coming, even a small or boring one. Research suggests ADHD brains regulate dopamine differently, especially in the part of the brain responsible for planning and starting action. So when a reward is far away, like finishing a report due in 3 weeks, your brain barely registers it at all. No dopamine arrives early, so your foot never finds the pedal. This is why you can know a task matters completely and still feel nothing pulling you toward it. This explains something confusing that happens to almost every ADHD adult. You can spend 3 weeks unable to open a single document for the project your career depends on, and then finish a low-stakes errand, replying to a text, taking out the trash, in under a minute without even deciding to. It looks backwards. It isn't. The important project has no urgency yet, so there's no dopamine and no adrenaline to work with. It just sits there, quietly heavy. But the moment a deadline is 5 minutes away, or someone is standing behind you waiting, your brain releases a surge of a different chemical, adrenaline, and suddenly the exact same task becomes possible, sometimes even easy. Importance was never the missing ingredient here. Urgency was, the whole time. Here's the myth, stated plainly. If it really mattered to you, you just start. That belief blames your character for a wiring difference in your brain chemistry, and it has probably followed you since childhood, in report cards, in relationships, in your own head at 2 in the morning. Willpower depends on the same brain circuits, the prefrontal cortex, that ADHD already affects. So telling yourself to just try harder is asking an already strained system to somehow strain even more. Every time that fails, it doesn't prove you're undisciplined. It proves the tool was wrong for the job from the start. The real fix isn't more willpower, no matter how many times that advice gets repeated. It's manufacturing the missing ingredient, urgency, interest, or novelty, on purpose. So instead of waiting for importance to do work, it was never built to do in the first place. Once you understand this, starting stops being a moral test and becomes a design problem, one you can actually solve. Add a timer to borrow urgency. Work beside another person, even quietly, to borrow accountability. Shrink the first step so small it barely needs any push at all. Open the document and type 1 sentence, nothing more, then let momentum decide what happens next. None of this is cheating, and none of it is a lesser version of discipline. It's matching the tool to the brain you actually have, the same way anyone would choose the right key for a specific lock instead of forcing the wrong one harder and blaming themselves when it doesn't turn. You are not lazy, and you are never missing the will to care about the things that matter to you. Your brain simply needs a different signal to start moving, and now you know exactly what that signal is and how to build it into your day on purpose. If this explains something you've felt your whole life but never had words for, subscribe to ADHD Resolve, because we're breaking down the ADHD brain one piece at a time.